Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Let's Talk Motorsport. This is, of course, the F1 Debrief, the last one of 2023. My name's Daniel, and once again, I'm welcome with my co-host, Alex. Hello, Alex. How you going?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
What do you think of the weekend? It was a very exciting end to a very exciting season.
What? I fell asleep. Sorry. No. Yeah, no, it was all right.
It was
I forgot what I was
rather...
going to say, man. It was quite dull.
It sort of summed up how the year went, really. It was
Yes.
like there won't be a lot of. This isn't going to be a massive video
This
purely
may this might be
because
our short. This might be the shortest episode we've ever made.
there's not a lot to talk about.
No.
Yeah, there was some battles in between, but not really a lot. And there was no safety cars, and one retirement at the very end as well. So, and you didn't even see that happen. You just saw that in the timings, and then, to be honest, I didn't even know what happened. Because Carlos Sainz, he was having a crap day anyway. He was sitting in ninth. But then he retired on the final lap, and I don't really know why. Still don't know
Sorry.
why.
Can I just say something about that?
Yeah.
Still listed as finishing 18th.
Yeah. Ahead of who?
Ahead of now Bottas and
Yeah.
Magnussen. They didn't even finish.
Oh,
Oh, that's embarrassing.
you
So
don't.
that's the reason why Ferrari didn't win.
Yep. Well,
That part was dramatic, I must admit.
well,
The
I
Ferrari
haven't.
Mercedes.
How many points was the difference? There was. That was
Two?
that was the difference.
Yeah, well, you said he was ninth.
Yeah. So that was
It was a
the
3 point difference. So
yeah.
they would have lost by 1 point.
God, that sucked. But
That would have been worse. But
yeah, no, that's true. They have it also sums up their year as well. They haven't had a great year
yeah,
overall, unfortunately. Not a single win from Leclerc, not a single win from Hamilton. Before I say this, everyone hasn't won except for Perez, Verstappen, and Carlos this year. I think Max has maybe won one or two throughout the year. I haven't looked at the stats.
yeah, just a few. It's a one or two plus about 17.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
though,
he
isn't it?
won 19
19
races.
out of 22 races ran. That's insane. That
How can F1 allow that? I'm not gonna lie.
it's definitely probably the most dominant season we've seen in a long, long time.
I don't think that'll ever get beat ever.
No.
Because F1 is not going to run as little events as it did back in the day. And if anything, it's going to get more. And I don't like. There's an opportunity maybe if they run more one day, but I think it's going to take a lot of beating and a long, long, long time.
Well, never say never, though. Who knows what the RB20
Although,
could be?
yeah, I could be wrong, and it happened next year.
That's it. But at least they're retiring the car now. Like,
Thank God.
so
Look,
hopefully they give someone a chance.
If someone else wins the first 4 races, you can't be broken.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah.
No, it's not good. Who knows? Who knows? But let's hope for a different, more exciting year next year. But in terms of Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, as I said before, it wasn't very exciting. There were a couple notable mentions though, like Leclerc. I liked how he challenged Max, at the back straight area.
He should have done better though.
Yeah.
Even the commentary was saying that he could have got a lead there.
Oh yeah, but
and actually would have made it. What's it called? When cars battle a race. Yeah.
What's that?
I haven't seen that in a while.
I might have to search that up after.
Singapore, I remember seeing a race. But yeah.
Actually, in fairness, Vegas actually did have a bit of a race.
Vegas was a race, yeah, which we thought was just going to be a drag race.
Which is the funniest thing is, the one race that we thought was going to be a complete flop actually was one of the most exciting ones of the year.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
How weird is that?
It is, and I'm gutted.
Vegas is weird.
I'm gutted I couldn't chat it with you, because it would have been a bit more of an exciting pod than this one tonight.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah,
but
that's it. But Yeah, overall, not much happened really. McLaren got a really bad pit stop um, compared to their
Yeah.
1.8 they had throughout the year. 5.1 seconds, and unfortunately, Russell actually managed to take advantage of that. Perez actually got a 5-second penalty. He was actually on a charge. He didn't qualify well, but he climbed his way back up to fourth or third. Actually, third when he crossed the line. Sorry, second actually. Second when he crossed the line, but because he had the 5-second penalty from making contact with Lando Norris, heading into that back chicane sort of. It's not really a chicane, but you know what I mean. That back corner after the.
It's now. Yeah, what do you call it?
I don't know. It's just like
It is a chicane.
290-degree instant. It's the equivalent. It's like the Monza one that turn 3, 4.
Wait, which one are you talking about again? The last two corners.
The one on that big long straight at the end of that one. Where Kimi,
there's two big long straights.
Before that last one. You know the one You know the one that goes.
Yeah.
That one. They came together there. And Perez got a 5-second penalty
for the Norris push.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was enough. Yeah, the end of the first chicane.
Yeah, that one.
What about?
I didn't know if it was
the only chicane on the track.
Yeah, but it's like it's a weird. Anyway.
It's a chicane.
Yeah.
And also, I don't like when Perez talks on the radio after having a collision because he never accepts blame.
Oh my god.
He said he gave me no room. Bro, you pushed him off the track. He was already off the track.
The apex.
He was never on it.
Right. Okay, so the apex is here. Right? And he's here.
He was nowhere there.
Yeah. Like, come on, mate.
Bro. Could have parked the bus in the gap of him and the apex and he would have still blamed the bus.
Yeah. He's probably going to be blaming Max for his poor season.
Didn't he get a warning for his radio as well?
Yeah, he got told off. He got told off. So
good.
But other than that, though, he did do pretty well. He did pretty well at Vegas as well.
Vegas is probably his most competitive race post Australia?
Yeah. Well, Saudi.
He didn't do much after that.
But, he needed more of that throughout the year. But the thing is, though, he looked good because he qualified so far back compared to Max.
Yeah, well, he always does that.
Yeah. So he's
lately when I could do some searching. I'm the research guru, but I don't know when he started in the top 3 since summer break.
You know what? I don't really know if he has since the beginning of the year.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you Google. But that was pretty much the only action we saw. So yeah, overall, bit of a disappointing end. But like I said, it sort of sums up the year. Unfortunately, the season had its few moments, but overall, it was basically a snore fest. I'm not like saying that Red Bull have ruined the sport. Like they've done something, they've made history pretty much. Like I don't diss them at all, because they've achieved something amazing. To be able to achieve 19, how many wins did they get all year? They got 21 wins.
21.
Yeah, so 21 out of 22 is insane. The last time we saw this dominance was who they bet because they beat the record this year. Last time we saw it was 1988 with McLaren with Senna Prost, 15 out of 16 race wins. And
yeah, right.
And the funny thing is, that Monza 88 was when, because I think both of them crashed, or Senna crashed and then Prost, something happened. But I think Ferrari won that day. But that was a long time ago.
A long time ago. Speaking of long times,
yeah,
I've got the stat.
Yeah, how is it?
His last top 3 in qualifying. Take a guess what round it was. Sergio Perez.
Round 3?
No, not that far back. But okay, hang on.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Wait. Besides this one that I found,
Yeah.
you're almost correct. It was first in Miami. He got pole in Miami.
What was that, 5? Round
Since
5?
Miami, yeah, round 5. Since Miami, he had one top 3 start. One.
How is he in that Red Bull seat? He doesn't.
And the
Oh.
last one was, which do you want to have a guess or not?
Yeah, why not? I won't
Have a
guess.
guess.
You just,
Okay. All right, I'll tell you.
just tell me.
Belgium.
Really?
Belgium. He qualified 3rd. But since Miami, it was 20th in Monaco, 11th in Spain, 12th in Canada, 15th in Austria, 16th in Great Britain, 9th in Hungary, 3rd in Belgium, 7th in Netherlands, 5th in Italy, 13th in Singapore, 5th in Japan, 13th again in Qatar, 9th US, 5th Mexico, 9th again Brazil, 12th and 9th.
Jeez. He doesn't.
We should look at Max. We should look at Max.
He should really be in an AlphaTauri instead of a Red Bull. Not even, actually. Like, he's not a horrible driver, but he's not. He shouldn't be in that seat.
Meanwhile, Max didn't he qualified outside the top 10 in 1-2 round.
Singapore
And Saudi, which he still came 3rd in or 2nd.
Yeah, wasn't he like last?
He qualified 15th.
Didn't he like
15th.
qualify last or something?
15th. He didn't do. He got his Q2 lap deleted.
That's
I
right.
think.
Yeah, because I remember that he still finished 2nd though.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, but let's get on with the results for today. Well, for the Sunday race. Obviously, Max won for the final time for 2023. At least we can say that for the last time.
I just gonna have to watch him win again.
Well, it was funny. The Matt and Tommy podcast were happy because they didn't have to hear the national anthem for probably 100 days until the next Grand Prix is on. But who knows? We might be surprised. Next year might be a bit more exciting.
Come on, McLaren.
I'm hoping for Ferrari. Ferrari, as much as I love McLaren, it would be a special thing if Ferrari win.
Anyone beats them, I'll be happy.
Look, even if Perez wins, for God's sake. Second place, Charles Leclerc. Pretty good result considering how tough of a year he's had. Decent. Obviously it's not a win, but
is that not a bad end to the year?
No, he stayed out of trouble. He was pretty much second majority of I think the whole entire race, pretty much.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they did lose P2 in the championship because of Sainz's retirement. And that Ferrari was not very quick on the hards. And Sainz actually struggled, I think, in the first stint as well, because he was on hards too. And they were hoping for a safety car, and there wasn't a single one. So they were out of luck. But you can't always rely on safety cars, especially in Formula One when they're barely in it.
No, exactly. Everyone's too fragile with the cars. So, it's not the greatest strategy to rely on a safety car, but
that's it.
Here we are. I guess I had nothing to lose starting.
Nah, that's true.
Pretty bad call. When did he start? He started. I got the grids.
I'll let you look it up. I thought I had it.
Yeah, 16th.
Yeah, right.
So you don't have that much to lose from back there.
No, so you got to be happy with that. Obviously, right. They were hoping for winning, but
everyone is.
But the thing is, once Mac's gone, he's gone. Unfortunately, that's pretty much how the year goes.
That's why I wish Charles was a bit more aggressive. I think he could have not won, but I think he definitely could have led.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, he should have just crashed him out, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I would have enjoyed that.
Well, Max squeezed him to the wall, so why not squeeze him to the wall on the other side?
Not gonna lie, I only watched the first 5 laps live. I watched it after.
You didn't miss much.
Because as soon as I saw Charles not overtake Max, I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's it.
once that happened, once that moment happened, once they got around that fast bend area, after that, like you knew,
Yeah.
you knew.
Which is so sad. Imagine turning off Formula One because the first lap's over.
That's it. Vegas and Singapore are the only races where we actually thought something was going to happen. Well, we know Singapore something did, but in terms of Vegas, like that was the first time this year we've seen a proper race between Max and them. But
well, it's only 2 races he didn't really win.
Yeah. Well,
he won Vegas.
He did end up winning, but there was a chance where we thought maybe not. But
yeah,
that was shortly lived. 3 laps later, 3 laps towards the end. But next, third place, George Russell. Don't have much to say about him other than they're second in the team's championship.
Yeah, he literally won them second place.
He drove really well,
single-handedly, because Hamilton didn't have that much pace.
No,
he had nothing.
He was not. He wasn't really happy.
Finished 9th.
He came from 11th to 9th, so that's pretty decent. But the car did look really uncomfortable to drive. Like I saw when he overtook Tsunoda on the last lap, only for Tsunoda to get ahead of him again because he made a mistake. That car just looks messy, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's so many memes about him throwing away the car after the season.
That's it. And, well, he'd be feeling pretty crap. It's the second year he hasn't won since Jeddah 2021, which is crazy to believe.
That is
like
not.
Russell's even won since then.
Yeah, he won Brazil last year, didn't he?
Yeah. So he'll be hoping for a better year next year. 4th place, Sergio Perez. We already spoke about him. Safe to say he's there next year.
Unfortunately.
But who knows what happens mid next year? You know what Red Bull's like. They might kick him out halfway through.
The king of the mid-season switches.
That's it. Well, that's what gave Max his break. Remember? Daddy Kvyat. Not only did he steal his car, he stole his wife, stole his kid. It's a bit... Anyway.
Whoa.
5th place, Lando Norris. They started off well, and then they just sort of fell back.
The pit stop didn't help.
Nah, God, no. The 5.
In fresh air, he probably... In fresh air, I think he would have been fine.
Yeah.
And he was, up until, that pit stop, and then he never really caught Russell after that.
Nah, but it's a good thing that we're talking about how disappointing a 5th place is for him. Considering how their year started, and I'll put Piastri in there as well because he finished 6th. McLaren really they're the biggest improvers of the year, for sure.
Yeah, it does a mid-season most improved award in theirs.
Like suddenly Silverstone, just everything went right for them. Like it's like they switched.
It was really weird how they progressed so quickly. But also, like, I was a bit worried during the race about Piastri because it seemed like at the start he had nothing. It was really, really slow and lost a whole bunch of spots.
Yeah,
I mean, he did start 3rd, so finishing 6th really isn't great. But I honestly didn't expect him to even get points after the first 10 laps.
No, and
he did.
Well, but overall, he had a good rookie season. It's hard to forget. It's
amazing rookie season.
You kind of forget he is a rookie. How good he is. It's like Brock Feeney in a way.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
And he wins the Rookie Cup.
Is that actually a thing?
No, I just made it a thing.
Oh, okay.
But there was 2 rookies.
Who's the team? Him and Sargent. Well, Sargent, oh man,
disappointing.
You'd think 1 point would have been enough. Like, what does F1 expect?
But
And he didn't even
actually,
earn that fucking 1 point.
in saying that,
Disqualification.
he was he always past De Vries? Was he behind De
Sorry?
Vries? Well, he's past De Vries now. He's
No,
isn't
no,
it?
no, sorry. No. The Freeze, yes. Lawson, no.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's Lawson. Yeah, he's ahead of it. Anyway, we'll get into that after. But P7, Fernando Alonso
Hmm.
finished fourth in the driver's standings. Not bad.
Most of it was from the start of the year.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
safe after that. And then, but they have lost P4 against McLaren. But that we saw that happening. We saw
We
that
kind of
coming.
expected that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They started off well throughout the year and they just went backwards, whereas McLaren went forwards. They literally swapped.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really weird because the results were pretty not as. I think McLaren was a little worse than Aston Martin ever was.
Mm.
But I think that was more help to the fact that half and Alpha became worse as well, so they didn't look as bad. Whereas McLaren genuinely qualified like 19th in the month. So
yeah, like that Bahrain race was a complete disaster. Lando was a lap down,
yeah,
and Piastri wasn't even. He was out on lap 1. But
yeah.
anyway, but
Ugh.
they're hoping for a better year next year.
As long as they can start the year the same way that they ended it,
Yeah.
then they genuinely, if Red Bull calm down a little bit, then they could be a contender next year.
Mm.
And with having 2 drivers being contenders, only just 1.
Yeah, well, let's see how Stroll goes. But
I meant McLaren.
oh, McLaren. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Now I'm very excited because now that Piastri has that experience.
Yeah, and
After
he's
a year in
won a
Formula One.
sprint.
Yeah.
He's won a sprint. He's got a pole.
And a podium.
Not much more he can. Yeah, and there's not much more he can do.
No.
In a rookie year, the only thing he didn't do was win. But no one really expects a rookie to win anyway.
No.
So,
look, if it makes him feel better, Senna didn't even win his first year.
Yeah, there you go.
And Sargent hasn't either. But I'm excited to see how they go. P8. This one I'm excited about. Yuki Tsunoda finished 8th.
He had a brilliant weekend.
He was sitting in 5th or 6th for a while in the race.
Well, he qualified 6th, and he had he met his hero, Jason Statham. That was pretty cool. That video. I like that video. He was like a little kid.
I'm Jason Statham.
It was like one of us meeting him.
That was pretty cool.
It was like a role reverse.
Yeah.
So,
he seems like a really cool guy to actually meet, though, too. Like he's not
Jason or Yuki?
Both.
Both.
Like he seems really cool and kind compared to his characters.
Yeah.
But great drive considering the year Alpha's had. They started off pretty and they improved slightly.
It's disappointing that Nick didn't stay because
they
all the hype from last year's Italian Grand Prix and it was a bit short lived.
They did him dirty, but he's racing in Formula E now with a team that I cannot remember. So
Mahindra, isn't it?
No, maybe I haven't.
Not Mahindra?
It was ages ago when it was announced, so I haven't actually looked.
Yeah, he's also racing next year with Toyota in the World Endurance Championships. I'm pretty sure.
Oh well, that's better than Formula One. You might have to practice some racing.
They do cooler races, I think. More endurance stuff. Like Le Mans. He's going to be doing Le Mans next year in probably the best team. So
that's all right.
That's one thing he can beat all F1 drivers.
Yeah.
Besides Brendan Hartley.
Look,
anyway.
I forgot about him.
And Sebastian Bremy. He's won a few of them.
Well, he's ended up in Formula E as well. Anyone who doesn't do well in Formula 1 tends to do pretty well in Formula E. Like Jean-Eric Verne.
Stoffel Van Dorn.
Was there. Stoffel Van Dorn, yeah. Bruno Senna had a moment there. He did all right.
It's Simona Di Silvestro did Formula E.
Oh, yeah, she did too.
Yeah.
She's been everywhere.
Didn't last very long.
She's been everywhere.
She does bobsled now. Do you know that?
Yeah, because she was like after Bathurst or something, she was going to sand it, going somewhere in the snow.
Sweden.
Yeah, and That's crazy.
Well, it kind of makes sense that a racing driver does that because she does the driving, not the brake or anything. So
Yeah,
kind of makes sense. But yeah, very different.
Very. P9, as we said, Lewis Hamilton. Crap 2 years. I hope next year's good. 10th place is Lance Stroll. He's had a bit of an average season for him in terms of his standards. He almost knocked someone out. 11th, Danny Rick, who has to be happy with that at least. To finish 11th, considering he wasn't going to race at all.
Yeah, and much better than Vegas.
Yeah. He was even surprised. He was surprised that he actually finished further than he thought he did in Vegas.
Well, they all kind of were, because after the straight line speed they had in Mexico, we anticipated them even pulling a top 5 or something, and they couldn't even get out of the back 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Vegas was very weird for them, and I'm glad they both bounced back for Abu Dhabi, and they finished 7th in the championship, I think.
Yeah, pretty sure. But Ricardo was very close from actually making it into the points as well.
Yeah, it was only finished 1 second behind
Stroll. So the car they did well, and like I said, it's only his 4th race, 5th race,
4th or 5th, yeah.
Anyway,
it's good. It's good to know he's back next year for the whole season. And look, let's be honest. If Sergio keeps doing crap, him or Yuki straight in.
Yeah, and
which we're all kind of cheering for.
Yeah, I was hoping we start Bahrain doing that, but I guess not. But that's okay. No. We still got F1 testing for him to bin. But in saying that, Ocon in 12th and Gasly in 13th. Alpine, shit weekend for them. Pretty much sums up the year. They've had a few good moments, but a lot of retirements and mid-grid results. So bit of a disappointing end to the year. Hulkenberg and Sargent 15th and 16th, with Albon in 14th. I keep forgetting Alex. I'm sorry. I did this last time and I did this the time before. I keep forgetting to add Albon. I'm sorry.
Why, man? Is it because my name's Alex and you just forget that any other ones exist?
I don't know. I'll try better next year. I swear.
Albon is a good driver.
He is good.
To be in the Red Bull.
And he deserved a good car this weekend, and he didn't have it.
And he didn't deserve to be kicked out of Red Bull. I still agree with that.
No. See, Red Bull, they just give
I was going to say, speaking of doing drivers dirty, I think Alex is the biggest one.
And they should maybe keep it up for another year and just do someone else dirty, but let's wait for that. But yeah, no, he's a great driver. They threw him in the deep end with Gasly, like replacing Gasly in Red Bull, and Albon wasn't ready yet.
No, but he did have his moments that Lewis ruined. But I still think he's deserved of it. And look, I don't think he will be, because he's technically still a Red Bull driver, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on loan. He's still got the Red Bull sponsorship, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because his helmet still says Red Bull all over it.
So I don't know how
I don't know how that works. I mean, they kind of just borrowed him.
Yeah, permanently borrowed him, sort of thing. But
at least he's still in the grid.
He is better off where he is, though, for now. He just needs a better car, a more consistent good car, because he's had a few good moments this year.
Yeah, even if it was in like an Aston Martin or something, like that mid-tier, even McLaren, but that mid-tier level.
Yeah.
Because look, Williams is a mid-teen car, but not every weekend.
He deserves to replace Stroll.
Yeah,
he would be good. He would be good in Aston Martin, I reckon. But because Stroll owns the team, his son's not going anywhere, so that's unfortunate. 15th is Hulkenberg. 16th is Logan Sargent, who I think apparently he's safe for next year. He's locked in.
James Vowles really likes him.
Yeah, like the way the comments he made this weekend. From the sounds of it, he's locked in.
Yeah.
So, but
Still need to confirm it though.
hey,
They still have to confirm it.
yeah, but they're the last team to actually finalize it. Everyone else has got their drivers locked in, and apparently Will Buxton. I just want to point out, Will Buxton actually may or may not have hinted at the fact that Leclerc is locked in with Ferrari for a good amount of time. He's not going anywhere for the next few years, apparently.
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm honest.
He's got a love-hate relationship with them, sort of
Yeah.
thing. They just need to listen to him more, and Leclerc really needs to like take charge, like make the decisions that like he needs to win, sort of thing. He's too much of a team player, in a way.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, but who knows? Next year, maybe he might do well, but we'll find out. 17th is Zhou Guanyu. 18th is Carlos Sainz, as we said, despite not actually finishing. And then Bottas and Magnussen round up the grid. Again, another disappointing year for Alpha and Haas. Not surprising with Haas.
I've actually looked up Magnussen's finishes.
Yeah.
And he hasn't finished better than 10th all year.
Oh, why you just reminded me of something. Albon, sorry, before we go talk about that. Albon, he actually managed to out qualify or out finish his teammate all season.
Yeah.
Which is the last time that's happened was Max Verstappen against Albon.
Yeah.
They were teammates. So
ironic.
That is ironic. Sorry, I wanted to mention that before I forgot. Back to the guy who doesn't finish well.
Yeah. Kevin Magnussen hasn't finished above 10th the entire year.
Jeez.
To be fair, though, neither did Logan Sargent. But, yeah.
But he's a rookie. Magnussen has been there forever.
Yeah. It's quite sad, considering Magnussen is, I reckon, not one of the best, but he deserves to be a points finisher each weekend.
He has got the talent, right? Like we saw a pole in Brazil last year, and that 6th place or something in Bahrain last year. Renier replaced what's his name?
I think it was 5th actually.
Oh, 5th, even better. Like he obviously can drive. It's just the car is just embarrassing, really.
Yeah, the year before, 5th, 9th. He had a few points finishes, but this year, boy, it's been hard.
Now this year they've just been one big consistent disappointment, unfortunately.
What did Hulkenberg do? Hulkenberg had a few good races. Australia was his best one, 7th, but to be fair, if you finish, you wouldn't points.
I mean, to be fair, that race, a lot of people retired.
Actually, that was his only points finish.
Was it?
Yeah. The 7th in Australia, and that was it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, us had a terrible year.
Yeah. Basically, it means that the only points they got was during the sprint races.
Yeah, well, that was the race where if you just finished it and you got points, except for Logan Sargent.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So realistically, if that red flag madness didn't happen that I attended, they would have got nothing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anyway, but
continue.
That was all the results for the Grand Prix. Let's look at, while we're talking about the year, let's go through the championship standings after round 23. Because of course Imola they didn't race. So we've got Max Verstappen, who actually won in Qatar, who got the title in Qatar. And then his teammate Sergio Perez, a solid, almost 300 points away?
Yeah, 290.
Which is insane. And then we've got Hamilton in 3rd.
Sorry, he gapped.
Yeah.
He gapped Perez by more than Perez scored. Oh, that's insane.
Oh, God.
That's nuts. Anyway.
But, Yeah, so Hamilton unfortunately didn't beat Perez to second place. There was hope, but it was basically decided in Vegas after Hamilton's awful race he had.
Yeah, they were terrible in Vegas.
He had the worst. That was probably his worst race of the year, I reckon.
Yeah, agreed.
Fourth place, as I said before, Fernando Alonso, who actually tied with Charles Leclerc in fifth. They both have 206 points, and then a point behind was Lando Norris.
Yeah, we did say this. We did say this last week how this third to sixth, seventh could change, and it did. Almost completely flipped, except Fernando was fifth, I think.
Yeah, well,
and Sainz was above them all.
Yeah, because of his retirement, he dropped to a seventh with 200 points, so 6 points behind Alonso. So not the race he wanted.
If he did finish ninth, which he was predicted to, it still wouldn't have made a difference.
No, it would have been 2 points behind.
He would have had to finish
Norris.
At least seventh to keep it.
But it would have made a difference with the team's championship, though.
It definitely would have, yeah.
And speaking of them, George Russell came home in eighth, 175 points. So what's that, like 30, 35?
25 behind.
25
Carlos.
Behind Carlos. Piastri in ninth. He did really well. Top 10 in his first season. Got to be happy with that. And then Lance Stroll rounding up the top 10. Then we've got Gasly and Ocon in 11-12, Albon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Zhou Guan Yu, Magnussen, Lawson, Sargent, and De Vries. So Lawson still finishes ahead of Logan Sargent, as we mentioned, despite only racing in 5 Grand Prix.
Hang on a second. When did...
Well...
Oh, I said before that Hulkenberg only had 1 points finish. How did he end up with 9 points?
There's probably sprint races, and I think he...
that's
why.
Yeah. Okay, my apologies. I was so confused. I was like, hang on, I just saw he's got 6 points. How's he get 9?
That's what I meant. Cause
okay, that makes more sense.
There was a lot of sprint races this season, so...
Yeah, here we go, sprint, and... Yeah, there's a sixth place in Austria. There you go. That's where it is.
That's where it would have gone.
Well, then, did Magnussen get any of those? No, he didn't. Never mind.
But let's go through the team's championship now. We've got Red Bull once again winning with 860 points, over 400 points clear of.
Yeah, they also
Mercedes?
gapped Mercedes by more than they scored.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's insane. And speaking of Mercedes, they actually finished ahead of Ferrari with 3 points, 4 points.
3 point difference.
3 point clear of Ferrari. And then we've got McLaren in fourth and Aston in fifth. And then we've got Alpine, Williams, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, and Haas, rounding up the 10. Yep. So that was the 2023 season. Not a very exciting season, that's for sure.
No. Let's hope next year is more entertainment.
That's it. And fingers crossed we can see McLaren challenge Red Bull and with Ferrari.
Or anyone.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Haas. Who knows?
Sorry.
Thing is though, like, I'm a Max fan. I just want someone else to have a go.
Yeah, I'm not against Max.
No, he's really good.
Just like, I'd like to watch a race and not knowing it's over in one lap.
Exactly. Like, Formula One's meant to be the most pinnacle. It's the pinnacle of motorsport, and there's little to no racing at the moment, unfortunately. So.
Yes. And I think until I'm a very firm believer of salary caps and caps, which they did introduce. But now that I mention that, I just dug myself a hole. But Yeah, something needs to be done about making the cars more even, because
Definitely.
which they thought they were doing. So I don't get how Red Bull have made a car so much quicker than everybody else, considering the regulations are so
It's quite ironic, isn't
tightened.
it? How they made like the regulations were meant to bring things closer, but it ended up being the most dominant season in Formula One history.
That's my point.
So
Like, it doesn't make sense how they go like, yep, closer. The racing is closer, yes, granted, but not when you're 30 seconds in front.
exactly.
And yeah, that's the problem. So
Exactly.
credit to Red Bull for making a beast, but can you not do that next year?
Yeah, let others have a chance.
Just make us enjoy racing again.
That's it. But
Otherwise, I'm watching Formula 2 all year.
yeah. Hopefully, yeah. My hope, besides from anyone, I hope McLaren actually are in it.
Yeah, me too.
But
Lando needs to win next year. He needs his first win.
if he doesn't, he's not going to get it.
Yeah.
But he will. He'll get it.
I think he's in the right team.
Yeah, he'll get it.
I think McLaren are closer than Ferrari are.
Yeah.
And Mercedes.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's it from us. This is sort of all over the shop. It wasn't very. We tried to make it as exciting as we could.
Made it longer than you probably could.
Well, yeah, that's it. But
yeah, we definitely made it longer because this could have been done in 10 minutes. To be brutal.
Exactly. Well, in a way, we made it a season recap, so that's what helped. But even then, it's probably too long for the 23 season. But any final thoughts before we wrap this up for the final time?
No, it's just another normal race for 23. I think.
That's it.
Nothing to be said.
On to 24.
Please be more entertaining. Please.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, Bahrain is, exciting. But
yeah,
even then, Bahrain was exciting this year, and it still didn't deliver a good season. But yeah, we'll see how we go. But that's all from us. If you did enjoy this interesting pod, do like it, do subscribe, follow, all that stuff. We're pretty much everywhere now. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. And if you do want to check those links, they're all into the show notes and description below, as well as below us on the screen. Alex has his own social medias as well, and so have I. But stay tuned for. I don't know if we're going to be making any more content this year. Haven't decided. We'll find out.
Probably not F1 related because there's nothing.
Pretty much F1's done until testing or Bahrain next year. We'll see how we go. But
yeah.
Thanks for joining us this year in this very exciting season of Pinnacle Motorsport. Can't wait to do it again. Hopefully it's a bit more exciting. But until then, bye for now.